Well, I haven't done a video for a while, so I figured I better do something here. Nice day out. So I'm gonna do a it's not even a honey to-do list. It's a I better do it myself list. Right here, plan is this summer is one of my biggest priorities. I'm gonna put a 26-foot long by same width as the shop, which is 30 feet addition on. So we've got some concrete to pour this summer and some walls to build. And that's going to be one of my big projects for the year. If I can just get it weathered in, I'm going to be really tickled pink just to get in out of the weather next winter. I can work on it over the winter with a heater in it. That's kind of my big project of the summer that I've got to do. And let's see, we've got other projects here too. My other big project is this old sawmill. I definitely want to get this moved. I've been talking about it for years. It's been a long time since I used it. Obviously, as you can see, trees growing up between the rails on it. But I want to get it moved back and get in. I've got another spot ready for it. So I've got some holes to dig and some work to do. And I want to rebuild the husk and stuff on it. But I want to get this thing going again. I've been lost without this. I didn't realize for so many years what lumber cost until I went out and had to buy some boards, and that that was kind of a shock to me. But I'd like to get this thing going too. And another little project I've got is this old girl. I've just got a few things. This thing actually isn't far from making DOT, and kind of handy to have around on the farm here. But she needs a good buffing, so that's a new bumper on the front and a few things. It's not a bad little truck. It just needs a little bit of love. It was kind of run hard and put away wet. And another project, but it's not on my priority list for the summer, but I'm hoping next winter is to get this thing in the shop. And this is what I'm going to use for the power unit in that sawmill. It's a D318 Cat. It's same motor they'd used in an old D69U or a number 12 grader. And really like to get that in. I've got a little bit of the story about it. It came out of a Northwest dragline. It's got a clutch on it and stuff, but that's really what I want to use for my power unit. So I'd like to get it in the shop, go through it, see what it's going to need. I think I pretty much got everything for it. I've got a friend. If I don't have everything, he's got all what else I need. Convert it over to electric start, and take the pony motor off, and that's another project. So that's another one of the things. That was a project I got done today, as I got the planetary oil changed in that thing. Kind of something that has to be done. And as I got some guardrail here, and I want to put that in where I plan on what used to be my old bullpen, and which is going to continue being my bullpen. And I want to get that in because there's nothing greater than having the bull out. And that guardrail is about the best fencing I've ever seen. Well, another project I've got is this old 24T John Deere baler. This thing made really nice bales. The guy that had it let some chains kind of get a little wore in it, and it was a little bit out of time, and I guess I have never seen a knodder do what this thing did. But otherwise, this baler is in pretty decent shape. But I have never seen a knodder do that before. It basically is in pieces. So that's another little project I've got. Otherwise, this baler made really nice bales, and after I started looking at it, got it. And I saw the chain here, how sloppy this was, and it was just, there was a lot of, the chain is just wore out on it. So this isn't a high priority project. I've got a baler, but this thing is in really nice shape. The chamber's in nice shape. It's really a nice shaped baler. It's a shame to have it sitting here, and I know nobody likes to do square bales anymore, but I do. And these old John Deere balers were pretty simple balers and pretty good balers. So that's another one of my little projects. We had a 14T here, but that's the least of my worries. And I've got this project going. The most hated baler in the world, the International balers. Everybody hates them, but I really like them. The knotters are about as simple as can be in these things, and just going through it and doing some new parts in it, and just getting everything adjusted up, and going to get it all timed up. And this is, we've baled thousands upon thousands upon thousands of bales of this thing. It's been a good baler, and it's still in nice shape. I was kind of thinking about getting a newer inline baler and get rid of these old balers. And yeah, after looking at the iron in these things and looking at the new ones, I think for what a new one costs, I think I can put a lot of money into these balers and probably never wear them out compared to what the new ones cost. They're just built so poorly that, I don't know. Anything that's mechanical is going to have to be worked on. So, but this is just a little project. This won't take, probably be done with this week and have it ready to go and out the door with it. I thought I'd take a little picture of this for all you guys that are, way south of me, that are getting to put your gardens in already. This is still the remains of our Snowmageddon we had here. I don't know, it must be pushing probably 2.5, 3 weeks ago, whatever it is now. So this is why we don't get a chance to get our gardens in April. That doesn't happen. Or our crops in April, or anything else. Because this is what we deal with, is this kind of stuff. And no, that's not a lake. That's just a puddle. So these things right here, you get pretty used to those on your feet in the spring of the year. But so out here is where I'm going to put that sawmill. I've got some cleaning up to do out here. Every good farm's got a boneyard. God knows we've got a boneyard. But out here, right in this area, is where I'm going to take and put the sawmill. It's kind of back off out of the way. It used to be when I'd fire up that mill, I had an old 471 Detroit on it, and every time the neighborhood heard that thing start, everybody had to come and visit. Running those old sawmills, I'd just as soon nobody came to visit me. I don't like anybody around when I'm running them. It's just too many things can happen. But this is kind of the area where I'm going to put it in right in here. This, I'm letting the cows help me with. This project, this pasture was nothing but weeds. For every blade of grass, there was about 400 weeds in it. So instead of moldboarding it, I'm letting the cows moldboard it. We fed out here all winter, and I let them just tear it up this spring. Instead of pulling them off of it, I'm just going to let them tear it up, which they're doing a good job of it. Then we'll get out here, once it dries up a little bit, level it out. We got lots of good manure out here. There's going to be lots of stuff out here for them. So I'm just kind of letting them be the moldboard plow. I'll do the disking, but in the meantime, we're going to let them be the moldboards. Right, Sally? You're kind of a moldboard plow. Kind of a fat little moldboard plow. Down in this area down here, I haven't fed down here yet. This is probably drier down here. I should probably even get down and start feeding them down here right now. I see they're not tearing this up quite as much, but probably I'll put next bales, go down on this side hill, dries up a little better. But that's another little project to do. Oh, I get an attack Hereford coming after me. Oof, terrible land shark, scary things. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna put the cows down in here. I think I stumped this up last year. Get down here as soon as it dries up. I'm gonna pick this out with a mini excavator and get the skid steer in here, level this up. And this is it's a nice little pasture. It's probably, oh, it might be close to 2 acres. I don't know, it's not very big, but it's a good place for them. And so this is another little project I've got to do. So this will probably be one of the first ones I get going on. Dries up pretty good on this hillside here. This is a nice area. They got this group of Norway pine, red pine to get into for shelter, rains. It's really a nice little area. So yeah, this is another little project to do. So I don't think I'm going to run out of projects. I never do. If I do, I've got a couple projects sitting right there. God only knows if I'll ever get to those. They both run. It's just a matter of other things. This old C60 Chevy, there's kind of a story back with that. That was my father-in-law's back, probably in the 70s into around 1980. And I didn't even know what had ever happened to it, and I ran across it one day, and the more I looked at it, the more I thought it was his. Here's another little project to do. IH number 16 plow. Something I didn't even know till last summer that even existed. Number 8s, 60s, 70s. I mean, the Little Genius 8s. I didn't even know that they ever made a number 16 plow. But there is one right there, 3 14s on it. So that's another little project to do. So that's going to be a fun one there to do. Get it all cleaned up and paint it and put new shares and points on it. I found the shares. Everybody said these old Chief parts are impossible to find. Well, they're possible to find. I found them. Everybody else could find them, but it's going to need shares on it. It's going to need points. So we're just going to do it right and be done with it. But it'll be kind of fun. Those tires are probably about 50 years old and they still have air in them. It's hard to believe, but so there's another little project I got. So I don't think I'm going to run out of projects, and this is just the beginning of them all. Here's another project too. I bought this like 19 years ago, something like that. Fix up Pontiac, 1970 Pontiac Catalina convertible. And of course, it needed some work, but it runs. It's a real run and drive right now. But yeah, I was divorced at the time. I thought, oh yeah, we're going to have lots of fun fixing this up. Well, I guess I didn't stay divorced that terribly long, and that's kind of how that went. So this car has been just kind of sitting around. I start it up every once in a while. Had a new top on it when I got it. Top's still in nice shape. So there's another project. I don't think I'll ever run out of projects around here. I got to get this thing out this spring and give it a good scrubbing and maybe throw some wax or something on it just to keep it from, it's getting mold and mildew on it. It's been sitting with a roof over it all the time, so it's not taking a beating from the snow, but north side of a building, we get the moisture. It gets good airflow, but I don't know why it is. Moss always grows on the north side of a tree, but it does. Moss grows on the north side of a shop and on the north side of a 70 Pontiac Catalina convertible also. So there's some of my projects I've got to do along with everything else. So, well, thanks you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Appreciate a thumbs up. Thanks guys. Bye.